What's good, everyone? And today we are going to be talking about the big question that WWE fans are asking and has been asking for a long time. Who's going to dethrone Roman Reigns for the Undisputed WWE Championship? So I've written down five names who I think would be the best picks to dethrone Roman Reigns, and we can go over them right now. So number five, I'm gonna just go with Randy Orton, and this is why Randy Orton would be a great choice to dethrone Roman Reigns. Not only is Randy Orton so close to beating Ric Flair's record, he's up there with John Cena. I feel like it'd be a great accomplishment for him. And on top of that, the most WWE fans love Randy Orton, so it'd be a big moment. And on top of that, he have history with Roman Reigns. As you know, Randy Orton has been putting on a shelf. And before that, you saw him get attacked by the Usos, which is why Riddle has been feuding with the Bloodline for a while. He's had his little handicap matches with Usos, and then he had a big championship match with Roman, which Roman Reigns retained and beat Riddle. And now you see Riddle is going on a long feud with Seth Rollins. But once that feud is over, what's going to be next for Riddle? Now, we don't know exactly how long Randy Orton is going to be out, which is why I put him as number five, not 4, 3, 2, or 1. I put him at five because I don't really know how long he's going to be out. But I don't think he's going to be out for too much longer. So he can make a big return when Roman Reigns is done with Drew McIntyre, and he can be next to face Randy, because by that time, as you know, the bloodline, they always help each other out when Roman Reigns face a big threat. And who can be there to help Randy beat Roman, just in case the Usos get involved? Riddle. So it would make sense, and it'd be a big moment for, Randy Orton. So Randy Orton is number five. Number four, I got Seth Rollins. Now, the last time Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns has faced off, it was at that big pay-per-view. I have forgot what pay-per-view they faced off at. Was it? I actually forgot. I actually forgot. But y'all know what pay-per-view I'm talking about. But last time they faced off, you saw Roman Reigns retain the title. He technically lost the match, but he retained by DQ because he put Seth Rollins inside the guillotine and made him pass out, even though Seth's hand was on the rope. And Seth has reminded Roman since then that he's not done with him. Now, Seth Rollins is in a long feud with Riddle, and after that feud is over with, the big question is going to be what's next for Seth. You can easily have Seth win his feud with Riddle so he can look good going into his big match with Roman. And my whole thing with Roman and Seth and why Seth should beat Roman is because, as you can see with history throughout the encounters between the two, Roman Reigns has never beaten Seth in a championship match. Seth Rollins said that inside one of his promos, and it's actually true. And I think it'll be a great way since everyone loves Seth Rollins. One thing about Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins can definitely carry the company. He has carried it before. He has been a world champion before, and he has great title reigns before. So him being the one to beat Roman with their history, their Shield history, it will be a big moment for everyone. So I think Seth Rollins is a great choice. And, you don't really see that many heel on heel matches. So not only will it be like, okay, what side will the fans be on, but it will also be a great interaction between them because the Usos could be, because you already know the Usos are probably gonna get involved inside that match too. So the Usos can be feuding with the tag team. I don't know, Hit Row for example, and then like let's just say like while they match is happening, the Usos come out and try to help Roman Reigns. Then Hit Row come out, or it don't have to be Hit Row. I'm just using them as an example. A tag team can come out to try to beat up the Usos on the outside, and next thing you know, all you see is super kick, curb stump. You probably need to finish Roman Reigns off with at least 2 or 3 curb stumps, and then all you hear is 1, 2, 3, and it'll be a big moment. Seth Rollins hasn't held a championship belt in a long time. He has been world champion in almost, I think, 3 years. Probably haven't been that long, but it felt like it's been that long. So I think he'd be a great choice. Number three, we got Bray Wyatt, aka the Fiend. Now, as y'all know, Bray Wyatt was released from WWE by Vince McMahon's control, and apparently it was because he was too difficult to work with. But we don't really know the full story. But Bray Wyatt, when he was playing the Fiend, he was the most popular. I would say one of the most, like one of the top three for sure, most popular superstars in the company at that time. When he was Universal Champion, everyone loved it. And he had his history with Roman Reigns as well. Let's not forget the only reason why he lost his Universal Championship is because Roman Reigns returned and got involved with his feud with Braun Strowman. It turned into a triple threat match. That was the first time we've seen Roman Reigns as a heel since the Shield. And it was an epic moment. not an epic moment for the Fiend, of course, but it was an epic moment for Roman. And since then, they have not encountered. So seeing them encounter again with the Fiend returning, because as you know, Triple H is bringing back a lot of talents. So you don't really know who he's gonna bring back next. I'm hoping it's Bray Wyatt, so that Bray Wyatt can come back as the Fiend. And if anyone can put Roman in their place and beat them for the Undisputed WWE Championship, it's the monster himself, the Fiend. And it'll go great for storyline purposes because the Fiend always go after people who he had history with. And he had history with Roman Reigns multiple times. Number two, we got Drew McIntyre. As you know, Roman Reigns is facing Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. And a lot of people think Roman Reigns' title reign has been getting kind of stale lately. And if anyone is established enough and would make sense to beat Roman Reigns at this moment, is Drew McIntyre. Think about it like this. The last time Drew McIntyre has lost a feud was when he lost his WWE title to Bobby Lashley. Since then, Drew McIntyre has been consistently winning matches, consistently winning feuds, and has been consistently looking like a top dominant star. And with now WWE being under Stephanie and Triple H control, we all know Triple H is going to do what's best for wrestling itself. And I think what's best for business is seeing a star that people can accept and can help carry. You feel me? Because during the pandemic era, which we all know that, during the pandemic, who carried WWE? Drew McIntyre. And ever since Roman Reigns came back, as a heel and stuff, won a championship, we that's when we slowly got that Bobby Lashley and Drew feud when Bobby Lashley beat Drew, and since then Drew hasn't really been inside the title picture since then. He had a title match with Roman, but as you know, he only lost that because like the Usos got involved. So with their history, I think it'd be a great story to tell. And plus, Drew McIntyre has had a comeback story before when he got fired from WWE, came back, worked his ass off. He won the World Rumble, beat Brock Lesnar. It was a big moment for him. And imagine another big comeback story for him when the last time he encountered Roman, he lost due to help by the Usos, and then coming back over a year later to beat Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle. And man, it'll be a big moment. And one thing that can come out of that is since Drew McIntyre is a very respectful babyface, which is his character right now, Drew McIntyre can be the one to separate the titles. Because as you saw when Keith Lee was in NXT and he held the NXT and the North American Championship, what was a good babyface move by him? Realizing that other stars need opportunities such as he been given, and he wanted to pass down the North American Championship as he kept the NXT Championship. Drew McIntyre can do that similar thing. So yeah, Drew McIntyre beating Roman would not only be a big moment for Drew, and I think he's dominant enough to beat Roman, but he can also be the one to separate the titles. And last but not least, number one, we got Bobby Lashley. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Bobby. You didn't make the list this time. But number one, we got Cody Rhodes. Now, what would be a bigger return at the Royal Rumble than Cody Rhodes? As y'all know, Cody Rhodes, y'all already know his story. He left WWE and he made a bigger name for himself. He was the founder of AEW. Then he came back and had one of the biggest returns in WWE history. Such a hype moment. And since then, WWE has been keeping him up and keeping him looking like a threat. He been winning matches. He been whooping Seth Rollins' ass over and over. And I feel like a perfect way to return because we was told that he's gonna be out for a long time, obviously because his injury is pretty bad. And I feel like Royal Rumble is a long enough time for him to recover and have a big return. And then in my opinion, I feel like Cody Rhodes is a believable choice to beat Roman since he is built up. And I feel like on the way, because Royal Rumble is usually two pay-per-views before WrestleMania. So on the way to WrestleMania, when he wins the Rumble, he can finish his little last things that he had with Seth Rollins. They can have one last match going into WrestleMania. Or hell, it don't even have to be before. It can be after Cody Rhodes beat Roman. His next challenger like that could be Seth. You can continue the Seth and Cody feud, but all I want to see is WrestleMania, your winner and your new undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. And just imagine, and then imagine the Raw after that. All you hear is wrestling has more than one. royal family. Dun 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 dun. The crowd going crazy. Then you see Cody Rhodes rise up in that smoke with the Universal Championship right here and the WWE Championship right here. It would be such a big moment for Cody. I feel like it'd be a great win-win for everyone. Cody Rhodes can finally be a world champion in WWE, which would be his first time. I feel like it'd be a great way for Roman Reigns to lose his titles to someone as hyped as him. The fans love Cody Rhodes, so it'd just be a great and hype moment for everyone. And who knows? We all know that WWE is under Stephanie and Triple H control now. And Triple H has been making a lot of good decisions lately. And I feel like putting the titles on Cody Rhodes is probably the best business decision that you can go for right now. Imagine the hype that WWE will have back, along with the hype that Triple H already been slowly bringing back. So yeah, that's my top five. I'm going to say them all again. Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, The Fiend, Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes. That's my order. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with the list, and y'all let me know like if y'all should have seen some names on this list that y'all would have put on there. I know there's a couple of good ones, just some honorable mentions. You got Bobby Lashley, you got Karrion Cross, but yeah, that's my top five, and hopefully one of my picks beat Roman. I hope one of my picks beat Roman. I hope it's either Randy, Seth, The Fiend, Drew, or Cody. If it's not one of them, I'm probably gonna cry. I'm gonna cry, and I'm gonna wonder like who is it gonna be? There's rumors that it's gonna be The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, but please do not have Roman lose to The Rock. I like The Rock, but The Rock had his time. And I feel like The Rock coming back with him being as old as he is and the WWE legend, The Rock coming back and beating Roman, which is his own family, your purpose is to pass the torch, not keep the torch. So, and I had debates with a lot of WWE fans about this, and a lot of people they want The Rock to beat Roman, but in my opinion, that's just moving backwards. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for watching the video. Leave a like, and like I said, let me know if y'all agree with this list. I'm gonna see y'all inside the next one. Peace.